What the deal, y'all? Work time. Time to go to work. As usual. Per usual. Man, this traffic is fucking stupid. Fucking hospital. People be driving like they got no sense. I'm trying to do this diet for this contest, man. It's rough. I checked my blood pressure this morning. That shit was high as shit. My heart rate was good. The blood pressure was bad. It's like 170 over 120. What the fuck? Doing something wrong. I ain't drink nothing last night either. Could be the heat though too. Could be the change in weather. Right now for breakfast, I'm eating mixed nuts. And it's a Canyon ice water. It's pretty good too. Pretty good. Selective anger and outrage for the black community. We get so stirred up by the things that people say that really should have no bearing on your life. What a celebrity says shouldn't get you so riled up that you like, fuck that, and it has nothing directly about you. You like, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Fuck that nigga, word, man. It's how you react. There's a dignified way to respond to that shit. When some of my people say stupid things, but don't just make you look like a cliche hood ruffian, hooligan. People gonna turn deaf ears to that shit, man. You're just another angry black person, angry at what somebody said. You ain't gonna do shit, but just be angry publicly and loud. You ain't gonna do nothing. Best way to prove folks wrong is through what you do, not what you say. How hard you are, how tough you is, how this nigga's a bitch ass nigga. Cause he said what he said about slavery. I ain't gonna never support Kanye do shit. Fuck that. Like Jay Electronica said, George Zimmerman still walking around, huh? Until one of these racist ass motherfuckers die, man, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't no killer. Until one of these racist motherfuckers die, man, I'm just tired of hearing black people getting mad about shit. If you're really mad about some shit, then fucking do something. Stop talking about how mad you are. People that's really upset, they don't talk about it. They fucking do it. All of a sudden, somebody do some bad shit. I'm eating my nuts, right? Somebody do some bad shit. And then somebody dead. Or something crazy happened, you know? That's what I say, man. White people's historically definitely the most sinister motherfuckers on earth, by far. By far. But what I will say is, when they want to get something done, they don't talk about that shit. You don't hear white motherfuckers doing diss videos and promos, like wrestling. When it come down to some real shit, they get it done. They don't fucking talk about it or talk about how mad they are. That's the corniest female shit that black people do, man. I'm mad. That's fucked up. Why you do this? Blah blah blah. That's messed up. You a bitch ass nigga. Blah blah. That's what women do. They don't need to talk about how mad you are about that shit. Get it done. And plus, when you know somebody, like, it's obvious that they have mental issues, right? Like, people be like, Kanye West is crazy. He has mental issues. But then they get mad at the outlandish stuff that he says. Didn't you just say he had mental issues? Didn't you just say he not right upstairs? So why would you even take anything that he says seriously? Just appreciate his music. That's it. You're not worried about the fuck you say. According to you, he's handicapped. He's retarded. He's a short bus genius. And you know, historically, most musical geniuses not all there, you know. Beethoven was deaf. And you know deaf people act strange. Motherfucking Van Gogh cut his ear off. He was an alcoholic. He was crazy. Michael Jackson disfigured his fucking face. I mean, the list goes on, man. You know what I mean? When you're super in tune to your art, it takes away from you socially. You know what I mean? Because you're above the norm of how people act. Not above. Yeah, definitely. Not above in the sense that better, but you're on a different plane. You see shit from a different lens. You're seeing shit from a different chakra. So you have a tendency to act what most would act in a way which most would perceive as not the norm. Man, if y'all can't, and I was watching Luke talk about this and it made me think about it, so I'm not going to take the credit for it. My Uncle Luke was talking about, you know, just expounding on what Kanye said. He was like, y'all dumbass motherfuckers falling for it. He about to drop an album, so of course he's going to say something to bring all the attention to him. Bill Cosby just got railroaded. Or maybe he didn't, I don't know. Depends how you see it. But Bill Cosby went down for some bullshit years ago, right? America's dad, white and black. You understand what I'm saying? They finally got him for something. This is some huge monumental shit. Wasn't even a week ago. Now we talking about Kanye West saying that slavery sounded like a choice, even though his wording was all off, and I knew what he meant when he said what he said, but he's still, the way motherfuckers is in the media world, if you slip up and say something wrong, and they don't like you already, they gonna take that shit and run with that shit for hours. Kanye, he tried to clarify himself. He's like, nope, but that's what you said. That's what you said. Or he didn't say slavery was a choice. He didn't say that. He said for it to have gone so long. I'm not going to paraphrase what he said. He just said it sounded like a choice. I'm not going to try to interpret what he said. Saying something sounds or seems and saying something is two different things. But in this age, we always want a fucking villain. So if they say something that remotely sounds like something that we don't like, that's what we run with. Something that slip of the tongue, stutter a little bit. So motherfuckers running with that shit. That shit's corny to me, man. Motherfuckers want a villain so bad, they don't even try to break down and digest what it is that he's saying. And then I was having a debate. Not even a debate, like a discussion with my homeboy Queen Wanis. Good dude, good basketball player. And he was saying, no, I was saying how, this is what I said. I said, being taken as a fugitive to be a slave isn't a choice. Anybody can snatch you about your bed and overpower you and throw you in the trunk. It's not your choice to get thrown in the trunk if you get overpowered. Right? I said, but once you get to the destination and the shit start to go down, once you got some daylight to move or whatever, to continue to be a slave without not trying to do nothing and without trying to uprise, that's a choice, man. That's a choice. It may not be the greatest choice because your other option is if you don't do this, you're going to get beat, or you're going to get hurt, or you're going to get killed, your family's going to get killed. Those are some fucked up options, but you still have a choice. And sometimes slaves fought against the opposition and they fucking won. They chose not to be slaves anymore. I was having this argument. He was like, no, that's not what happened. He was like, America just eventually, they signed treaties and stuff like that. And they stopped slavery. So I was like, well, if that's the case, we had no choice in getting taken. That I understand. But then we had no choice to stop being slaves, because apparently, from what you saying, get around this car real quick. From what you saying is, it was all of them. It was like, okay, we want these motherfuckers to be our slaves. We done with them. We made the fucking cotton gin and all this shit, and the thing that makes the railroad tracks. I forget what that's called or whatever. The steam, whatever. If somebody know what I'm talking about, it's the steam thing that nails the spikes in the train tracks. We found technology that's better than y'all niggas, than human beings, or 3/5 of the human as they saw us. So we're going to sign these treaties, and you're no longer slaves. I'm like, when you think with that mentality, you giving the white supremacists way too much fucking power, y'all. Because basically, by believing that, our fate, our existence is predicated on what the fuck they feel like doing. And that shit ain't true. If slaves didn't revolt and kill these motherfuckers, like I was watching Young Pharaoh and he was talking about there was a time called the Gullah Wars. I forget the exact, it was in the 1800s. I forget the exact date, but basically a whole bunch of slave revolts are the things that put into motion for slavery to be abolished, because they just got tired of getting killed. And all those revolts and rebellions, they decided they wasn't fucking, yo, I'm not no slave, I'm better than this shit. They made a choice not to do this shit no more. Like, no, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna put my life on the line, I'm gonna fucking try to die for this shit, man. And my homegirl Amber, she was like, I said, is death better than bondage? And she was like, anybody that's willing to die or put themselves at risk or their family at risk is stupid. But some people do things for the greater good, man. This theme has been played out in movies so many times. You know how many people sacrifice their life for the greater good, sacrifice their life and sacrifice others for the greater good of humanity? And that shit happens all the fucking time. This is like that's like a common cliche movie theme. And that movie theme comes from things that happen in reality. Prime example, you can look at Jesus. Though I don't believe in it, I don't believe in the Bible or anything like that, but the character in itself was the second most powerful creation in the universe, and it willfully gave up its life, and it willfully gave up its physical immortality for the sake of everybody else, to wash everybody of their sins. Because if you know anything about the Bible, Adam was a perfect man, right? And he chose to die. He chose to be with Eve, his little hoe-ass Eve, and he chose to die. You know what I mean? Because him loving her, what the fuck what are these people doing? Are you serious? Him loving her was more important than him living eternally. Like, he had no confidence in God bringing him another wife if she slipped up. Or he had no confidence in checking that bitch like, no, we can't eat from this tree. You understand what I'm saying? So he chose to give up his perfect life. So the way the Bible works out, or the way God works out from a Christian biblical standpoint, if a perfect man willfully gave up his life and then basically inherited sin, the only way you can cancel out sin is that another perfect man would have to willfully give up his life and never committed a sin, and that would balance it out from the Almighty Creator's standards. So that was the fucking ultimate sacrifice, man. You could think, like, you know what I mean? If you just look at the story and just compare it to something on this earth, like, imagine just being like the richest dude in the world. You got all the knowledge, you're the most beautiful, you got the most strength, you got the most power, you got everything, and then you're surrounded by people that's just beneath you. You're surrounded by millions and millions and millions and maybe even billions of people that are beneath you. You know what I'm saying? But you love them so much that, you know what? I'm about to sacrifice myself and give up myself just so that they all have a chance to get on my level. You know what I mean? So that sacrifice shit, and you're dumb if you sacrifice something for something good. It's been something that many people have done. Martin Luther King put his family at risk. Malcolm X put his family at fucking risk. Even racist people on the other side, they put themselves and their family and shit at risk for the ideals and the things that they believe in. So while it may be stupid, sometimes you gotta be a little stupid and a little foolhardy to get some shit done. It's like getting on a roller coaster probably ain't the most smartest thing in the world to do. Shit can break down, you can fall off, whatever. A whole bunch of things, but you still do it. Because fuck it, you want that sense of adventure. Now, this might be a poor analogy because you don't necessarily have to get on a roller coaster, and people ain't riding roller coasters to freaking improve the world. But you get what I'm trying to say. Yo, us being taken captive was not a choice at all. Somebody snatch you up, that's not a choice. But fighting against it is a choice, though. When you get the opportunity, fighting against it is definitely a choice. Some people took the whips. Some people got lashed until they died. Like, fuck it, I'm not going to do this shit. He's going to have to kill me, man. I've heard that sentiment many times. Now, would I be like that? Who knows? Like, I hate when, like, you know, we have these kind of discussions and then people are like, you talking all this shit, but if you was faced with it, you would fucking be a slave too. I probably would. Nobody knows how they would react until they're actually in that extreme situation. Don't nobody know how they're going to react. You can talk all you want, but just because you don't know how you would react when faced with an extreme, unlikely situation doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have a dialogue about it. Doesn't mean that you're not allowed to talk about it. Where the fuck did this mentality come from? Oh, you ain't hard, you ain't tough, so now you're not allowed to talk about it? People that analyze sports like football games and basketball games, half of them people is too old to play the sport. Too old, you know, broken down. Some of them never played the sport, but they can still talk about it. What's wrong with having a dialogue? If these dumb motherfuckers that think this way had it, they wouldn't say nothing at all. They would just always be silent at all times and nothing would ever get done. You know what I mean? Everything starts with a conversation first. It starts with the words. Like in the Bible say, in the beginning was the word. It started off the word. In the beginning was the word. You gotta speak for things to come into existence. You gotta speak in order to develop your ideas. You know? But yeah, I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing like a selective outrage. And if you're not with the status quo, like, you know, the pro-black or the pseudo-pro-black portion of the black community, they will fucking pounce on you. And they don't, and it's funny, when I see these discussions, you know what I mean? Like, they're always emotional, and you know that they want to call names, or some of them even call names. Like, if you're calling names in the midst of a debate, you lost the debate. You lost. Because we're trying to come to an understanding. We're not trying to insult each other and make each other feel bad and put each other down. At least that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do that. Let's come to a common ground. Yo, there's been many times where I've had debates and discussions like with my boy Devin. That's the homie right there, Devin McCrory. And I see things a certain way, but we dialogue enough, and then he kind of swayed me like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I got to rock with that. Or vice versa. I convince him of certain things. He's like, you know what? I got to rock with that. But we ain't just calling each other out our names and calling each other goons and putting each other down. And, like, what does that accomplish, man? I watch a lot of internet. I watch a lot of good different groups, man. And yes, all groups do it to an extent, but I feel like as black folks, we're the only group that really, really, really go hard at each other and attack each other hard, try to tear each other down hard when we don't see eye to eye on certain things. Especially if it's something that most blacks should feel a certain way about a certain situation, like Trump, for example. It's a common consensus now it's some new shit because we used to always love Trump. But it's a common consensus now that black people hate Trump, right? And none of us should have voted for him. So if you're an individual that either A, voted for him, or you're entertained by him like me, I think he's fucking funny, or you kind of see his ideology, they will turn on you, call you all kinds of coons, sambos, soft shoe, like just really, instead of trying to talk and trying to build, trying to see where you coming from and try to persuade you with logic to not go that route. No, they just try to shame you and just put you down. That don't work. Not for that, not for politics. Not for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? They have this thing, oh, if you don't hate Trump, you must support him. No. There's not love or hate. There's mad shit in between. Just because I don't hate Trump don't mean I support him. I didn't vote, first of all. I didn't vote for nobody. Because I believe this all shit is bullshit. And I touched on this the other day. I don't want to get back into it. As far as my belief in this whole universe, my spirituality is beyond all this shit. This is all just a game that we're playing until the life force that's inside of us gets too big for our body. That's why we get old. The life force inside of us is what makes us die. Because our body, our physical wasn't meant to contain all this energy. It wasn't meant to. It was just meant to serve as a host for it, just to experience this existence. Our fucking human fleshy body is like, you know how you got a space suit to go out of space? We got to put on a suit to go out of space, or we'll freeze or explode or whatever. Well, on Earth, you need a fleshly suit for your spiritual side to be able to maneuver around here. Just like if you go underwater, you need a special suit to go underwater. You know what I mean? To thrive under there. It's the same shit. The physical body is just a fleshly suit that was designed to maintain and survive, you know what I'm saying, and survive in this particular world. Our fleshly body is just a suit for our spirit, to maintain on this planet. But our spirit is too powerful for this fucking suit. Like I said, it's just like this water bottle, so simple, yo. The water inside is our spirit. The plastic outside, that's our fleshly body. But the thing is, we plug into the universe, and it's constantly pumping spirit. It's constantly pumping spirit. So if like you got a jar, or if you got a clay jar, it starts to expand, and it starts to crack, and it starts to break down. That's the same thing that happened with our bodies, man. We got the energy is constantly coming in. It's constantly filling. That's when we start to get old. The body start to break down, and your body can't maintain all that energy. And eventually, your shell dies, but once this expands, even though the plastic explodes, or your mason jar, your clay jar explodes, the water's still there. It just spread out to other shit. The same thing happened with stars. Stars implode, they expand until they blow up and they collapse on themselves, and they expand, they blow up, collapse on themselves. Everything that's happening in the universe is exactly what happens to us. It's the same fucking shit with star children. If you listen to the song Woodstock, I ain't want to get spiritual, but fuck it. You listen to the song Woodstock by James Taylor, it explains that shit. It say the same atoms that compose us are the same atoms that compose the stars. We do the same thing the stars do. And the purpose of the life is to shine, man. That's the shit I'm on. All this temporary government, black and white, and all this, like, yo, we bugging out and going crazy, and we only live for about 75 years if we're lucky. You know what I'm saying? But we got we got eternity, and we only worried about 75 fucking years. I mean, yes, be concerned about it while you're here. It's like going to a music park. You're gonna go to the music park, you're gonna be there for about 2 hours, but you ain't gonna focus on the 2 hours more than the 80 years that you got left to live. You're just gonna enjoy it for the moment, enjoy it for what it is. When it's time to leave that park, you're gonna leave. We enjoy life for what it is right now, but when it's time to bounce, leave. But like the government, black and white, male, female, Christian, Buddha, Islam, Satanism, all that shit is fucking bullshit. It's all games, y'all. It's all a fucking game. That's the way I see it. And you just pick one that you align to the most. You do what you gotta do, and then when it's over, you fucking move on. But y'all be, I don't know, y'all just be, I just see things on a whole different level, man. Y'all need to stop bugging out about Kanye West. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He put himself in the forefront. He eclipsed Bill Cosby, which was, to me, is a much bigger deal. You know what I'm saying? It's a potential predator going down, as opposed to Kanye West just saying some boneheaded shit. Fuck out of here. But nobody's even talking about that no more. That's crazy. Kudos, Kanye. I'm out. Peace.